up, everybody? It's a girl, Brenda Mlamba, and warm welcome to your favorite show, Women's View. Today, you have a special topic. We're going to discuss about menstrual health hygiene. And we have a special guest here. They're going to educate us. We as women, we know that in a month, we have special days that we just need to you know how it usually go. So we are here to educate you when you reach at that position. So stay tuned and be able to interact with us too. Our SMS line is 21144, and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBSTV Africa. But before we get into our conversation, we have special guests. I want them to introduce themselves before we get started. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
You can introduce yourself, maybe starting from my far end.
Hi, my name is Salome Wavinya. I'm a social worker at Kenya Works.
Yeah. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Joan Alal. I'm also a social worker at Kenya Works.
Wow, that's nice. Thinking of the topic of the day is menstrual health hygiene. And we as women, we understand and we know ikifika ile time ni stress. But we need to embrace ourselves because here on the inafika time, you understand as a woman, wewe ni mwanamke. So maybe we can just tell us a little bit, maybe the importance of menstrual health hygiene.
Yeah, so menstruation itself is a biological process of the body. Yeah. It is God-given. It's not something you get to choose. You know, I want to undergo menstruation.
Yeah.
When you're a woman, a sign that when you're a girl, a sign that you are venturing into womanhood, or a sign that you're growing up is menstruation. So menstruation has a lot of benefits. One, it signifies that your body is healthy, that everything is okay. Yeah. Of course, when you reach an age, especially above 16, and you've never begun your menstruation, that's when you'll know there's a problem, and you have to seek medical help. Another thing, it signifies that you're able to give birth. You're able to move on to that next stage, welcome a new baby into the world. So it's a very good sign. Obviously, when you're menstruating, you'll know when you reach a point when you want to have children, of course, the right age, above 18, you're able to go ahead and engage in that. So menstruation on its own is a whole benefit to our society. It also signifies, it signifies the disparities between gender. You know, a woman and a man, you get to know the difference. One of the great differences is that men do not menstruate, women menstruate. So it's one of the most beautiful God-given features that we go through. And you know, also certain animals also menstruate, so it's a good process.
Yeah. Nilisikia hiyo story nikiwa mdogo, especially the cow.
Yeah, they do. And no, for them, they don't even use sanitary products or anything.
They're okay. So for me, I wanted to ask you about, because there's some myth or misconception about menstruation. Kuna zile umesikia and maybe you want to address so that people out there can be able to understand.
Okay, for the myth of menstruation, mostly what we get is the stigmatization. You find when you are menstruating, most people, they do not understand the process. You are stigmatized. Maybe let's say it happens that you mess yourself, people, they laugh at you. They do not understand it is a natural process. And also the access to the product to manage the menstruation is very important. We have different products, and most people stigmatize some menstrual health and hygiene management products.
What? And especially stigmatization, basically inapatikana like ni wanaume ndo wanatupea sana, ama basically also wanawake wengine?
Mostly it's, let's say, from
because they don't understand. Maybe you can say men, because they don't understand us, so they usually give us the stigmatization.
We can say men, but I can also include women. Let's say I cannot be able to get the products to manage menstruation, and then it stains my clothes. You will find also women stigmatizing me. Those are in a position to get.
You remember Senator Gloria's?
It happens from both genders.
So we as women out there, we need to look out to ourselves. We need to take good care of ourselves. Ukiona mtu amechafuka ama anakaa hivi, at least be able to support. She can be your sister, your daughter, anybody else. Even men, nowadays, because I usually see like boy child, excuse me, wamechanuka.
Yes.
Wengine also they buy for us the sanitary pad.
Yeah,
And we want to say thank you so much also for supporting us.
That
Na
is
wale
very
vichwa
true.
ngumu, na wale vichwa ngumu pia msome kwa wale wengine.
They should support us. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they should.
Okay, very nice. So I wanted to ask you about the organization that you're talking about. If maybe you can be able to tell us a little bit about the organization.
Yeah, thank you. So we both come from the same organization known as KenyaWorks. So KenyaWorks is a non-profit organization that is located in Ongata Rongai along Gataka Road, that works in matters concerning human rights advocacy through 4 main pillars. The first one is Education Works, where we have a sponsorship program for vulnerable students, infrastructural development for schools, and any form of way we can help the education system so that children can be empowered educationally. Where we'll also be opening a library, and we encourage the public to support us. Yes. The other pillar is Menstrual Health and Hygiene Works, currently what you're talking about today. So we have a production unit in partnership with Vicodec organization, and we empower women who produce reusable sanitary towels, and the pads are later distributed to vulnerable girls countrywide, especially school-going girls. Yes, sometimes we do focus in women in the community, also girls in the community, but mostly we do our distribution in schools, and through partnership with other organizations, we are able to donate the sanitary towels to so many more girls in Kenya. Our other program is Community Works, where we have human rights forums training on matters concerning gender-based violence, positive parenting, child protection, legal land and succession, all topics concerning human rights. So we go to especially rural communities, slum areas, and anywhere there is a challenge, we identify a community that there is an issue, go there, train key community leaders like chiefs, medics, CHVs in the community, women in the community, youths, they are trained, and those who are trained, they are able to get this information out there through other platforms like barazas, meetings, or even in the church. So we empower them, and then they empower their communities. Also in Community Works, we have anti-FGM forums, where we have anti-FGM campaign. We also have ARP programs. Those are in relation to empowering the girl so that they are able to know their rights, so that they are able to know that FGM is not a good thing, and they are able to stand against it. So we empower these girls through education. We also engage men and boys to support us and support the girls through such processes, because we know it's a violation, it's a human right violation. Yes, so the last one is Shelter Works, where we have a rescue center. Children who are unable to stay at home come to our center, and they are able to receive love, a bed, education, and all basic needs they require. We do this through in partnership with also another organization known as Mialia Tumaini, and they are able to care for these children as reintegration processes goes on. Of course, we do this through the Children's Office and our legal system, because it's the police, it's the chiefs, they are the ones who are able to place the children at the center. And then once they're placed at the center, we start a reintegration process or reuniting them back to their families. Yeah, so that's basically all
about
that we
the
do.
organization.
Yes.
So I've heard that you also usually partner with other organizations also, so that you can be able to do all of it together.
Yes, yes.
So, and thinking of the topic of the day, it's about menstrual health hygiene.
Yes.
Probably, maybe you can just take us the step that we as women should be able to take when we're in that position.
So,
Okay. So, when we are in that position, or in that time of the month, first we should have the best product to manage our menstruation. Then, if you have the product now, it's also very important to maintain health, cleanness, that is, cleanness. It is very important to maintain cleanness to avoid infections and another. You know, it comes with a lot of a lot of things. Vitu mingi ziko ndani yake. So cleanness is very key. Another thing, if you have the pains, it's also good to manage them. For the products, there are various products, and for the vulnerable girls or even other people who maybe they do not have access to the sanitary towels, they find it very hard time of the month. You find it tampers with your normal routine. You maybe girls do not go to school, women do not go to their daily businesses, so you find it like your life stops for that 5 days. Yeah, it is very important, but we have several products to manage our menstruation, starting with our pad. It is Makini pad, a reusable sanitary towel. It is very friendly, eco-friendly, skin-friendly. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So, talking about that time of the month, and now me as a mom, as a young lady, and I want like, hey, that time is very hectic, and I want to use, because there are some pills that I can be able to take now. It can it can postpone or stops. There are two types. It postpones and stops.
Actually, it can delay.
Delay,
Yeah, and it can also stop.
Stops, yeah. So, how can you advise me, maybe talking to you, maybe how can you advise me about when I'm using these pills? Am I okay? Is it safe for me? Or when should I take the pills? Ikiwa kwa emergency or anytime I feel like.
I believe no drug should ever be taken when you feel like. These are things that are prescribed by a doctor. Also, that's why they have instruction leaflets or even cautions on what you should or should not do. So it should not be taken when you feel like. It should be taken when, you know, let's say you're having a wedding and it's that time of the month.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
a
take
big
it.
day.
Yeah, it's a big day. You can
to,
you can take it at that time either to delay or to stop. But when you overuse it, you become abusive of the drug, and that's when you train your body not to menstruate. I know this is a biological process that is God-given. It should happen every month to a woman. So when you constantly abuse the drug, it means you're training your body not to undergo menstruation. And this becomes an issue because one time in future you'll want to give birth. And because you've trained your body not to menstruate, that would mean it could be, you could have a bit of an issue. Also, the drug itself has its own effects. So now you can imagine undergoing the effects every time. It may become unbearable to your body. Plus, you know, everyone faces different challenges when it comes to the effects. It may hit you harder than you think.
So talking about your organization, maybe you can be able to just highlight a little bit some of the challenges that you face, because I can imagine you're going to a rural area there and you want to educate a certain girl about this and that, about FGM, about how to take good care of yourself when you're menstruating. Like, because there are some leaders there, there are some parents out there, maybe hawataki wanasema huyu anaenda kuharibu mtoto wangu.
It happens a lot.
So how can you deal when in that situation, or maybe you can be able also to mention some of the challenges apart from that?
I think I'll mention a few, and Salome will also mention a few from different perspectives. So in the field, we normally face a lot of challenges. You find there are certain communities that don't embrace menstruation as a general term, where you find you're not allowed to talk to men about menstruation. So as a lady, you're there, menstruation is regarded as a women's issue. So you don't have, you cannot pass this information, create awareness on menstruation. It becomes a very big challenge. Also, there are areas we've found where girls don't have access to menstrual health and hygiene products, and that's why we actually came up with Makini pad to help these girls. This is a girl who is unable to ask the father for a pad.
For sure.
Now you can imagine how they are supposed to survive, and it's not like you will tell your body, do not menstruate this month, I do not have a sanitary towel. so it becomes a very big challenge, and that's why we go through schools to reach these girls. In as much as there are a lot of challenges, luckily teachers are empowered enough, community leaders are empowered enough, we pass through them. So when we go to a school, while we are donating our pads, we are able to reach the vulnerable girls, and we've had so many success stories. We've heard of cases where a girl has never used a menstrual product. They've only used pieces of clothes. You know, our Makini pad takes a girl for between 12 to 18 months. That is a year of safety. That is a year of security that they have a product.
Sorry to cut you, because I heard that when in some places, when in that position or in that time of the month, they usually sit on the sun. Now I can imagine for how long, because that thing usually it can't tell you I'm coming right now. It can come anytime.
Yeah, they normally sit on the sun for those days. So you can imagine you have other things to do, but you have to sit there to manage your menstruation. Others even use leaves. You can imagine matawi.
Na ujui zingine zinakuasha.
Zinakuasha, zingine labda ziko na thorns. So they manage them different. You can also use rags. They use rags, they use mattresses, pieces of mattresses to manage the menstruation.
And it's not clean.
They are not clean. Of course, they cannot be clean. So you find you after the menstruation, you find that now you have infections. Now you have to treat the infections.
And now I'm thinking about that young girl. She cannot be able to go to her dad and tell him, daddy nisaidie na pesa ya pad, because ana feel like ni taboo. You know, in some community it's not okay for a girl to go and talk something about that to her dad. And now like nikipata huko mtu nje, maybe tuseme there's a time like watu wa boda si ati nimewaingilia sana, poleni.
These are things that happen.
So I heard that how ndo wanafanya nini, they supporting these girls, na in that process kuna kitu ingine wanapata separate. And how do you think, that's first question. And the second one, I wanted to ask you, how do you think about the price, is the price that the normal pad plays in a panda?
Okay, on the issue of girls not being free to ask for their pads from their fathers, it is unfortunate because we are trying to end period poverty. Period poverty encompasses the product itself, the stigma surrounding menstruation. So if the girl goes to that, seme mwanaume sitaki kutaja career, anaenda kwa huyo mwanaume, she gets the product. In return, mostly they ask for sex. That may lead to early pregnancy. Now you are getting the product for 1 month, but for the next 9 months, now you become a teenage mother.
Not even 9 months, the rest of your life, because you will have the baby there.
For the next 9 months, now you are not menstruating. But now the outcome of that, now you are a teenage mother. You yourself, you need care. Now the child you have also needs care. So it is a lot. We are trying to end that poverty, period poverty, at least for our girls to be safe.
On the other question, you talked about the expense. Menstrual products are becoming very, very expensive. I remember when I was...
I don't know.
Actually, there was a debate that was going to Parliament that they remove tax from any menstrual product. But for us who are producing reusable sanitary towels, we still find a tax attached to it, which means there's an implication. But again, when you check, that's why, as for personally, for me and Kenyans at large, we advocate for reusable sanitary towels. One, they are obviously environmental friendly, they are safer, and most importantly, they are cost effective. Because this one, someone buys, like Kenyans, we normally just charge the production cost only, so we don't like sell it per se. It's the production cost that, even when you partner with an organization, they only cover the production costs. It does not come at a profit, which is at 770 shillings, and that will last a girl for 1 year and 6 months. Pack is at the lowest is 80 shillings currently. That is the lowest, and a girl maybe uses 2. That is 160. When you multiply it in a year and 6 months, it is still more than that. It is like 3,000, which is way double of what. And that's why, as for Kenyans, we advocate for this other cost-friendly menstrual products like Makini pad because they are easier, they are more affordable. Now, when you look at the economy right now, everything is becoming expensive. Now, you imagine this is a product you cannot get to choose not to have. It's not like you'll say, I'll not menstruate and not buy a product. This is something that is very essential in a girl's life. So it needs to be affordable.
Viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comment to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Stay tuned.